Christina's Metaphysical-Physical podcast, June 26, 2026. Exploring minimum limit case application, respecting ideological stalemates. So estranged is any person's psyche, personality, perspective, perception, and philosophy, the 5 P's that go everywhere with the individual's cosmic to local information gathering problem solving thought process without the slightest clue to all that this essential awareness correlates, such as when recalling from the cerebral circuitry designs neuronal network, in quotes, the continuity of conscious life becomes personality as a product of complex interactions known as cycles or periodic recurrences of a higher frequency order, end quote. The evolving recollections derive years ago from having read Bucky Fuller's 1949 essay, Total Thinking, in his book, Ideas and Integrities. Over decades, the conscious memory stored quotation has developed as my personality evolves. During my ongoing synergetics research project, realizing a complex of interactions can include synergetically informed awareness of the minimum limit experience and the 5 P's when periodically attempting to satisfy and communicate my own sense of reality. Awareness of these potentially relevant clues seems never to derive from what is inaccurately and not fully explained by the experts, while much else is expected from their authority to satisfy their systems controlling tactics. The limiting understanding to the distorted imaginations mainly derives from the human imagination's adherence to aspects of the PRJ MWBSHM induced days of reckoning as aspects result in cases. Its episodic recurrences can become ludicrously hilarious as communicated content of human events are playing out on the internet's various media platforms. PRJMWBSHM is politics, religion, justice, military, war, belief system, hierarchical matrix. Absurdly disseminated content. As humans of the 21st century adapt to the manifest conditions and adjust their a priori thought to belief systems, does not yet commence with awareness of a total reality of universal principles. This could be when the observer's sense of humor kicks in about the abysmal ineptitude from the system's many inputs. As enjoyable as a good laugh is appreciated, soon enough comedic interludes wear thin, becoming a misguided success or failure emulating enterprise before all players in the game plan have clarified the unmet, unrequited point of as yet to be discerned minimum limit case. See vivid examples on YouTube, The Rubin Report. Description in quotes, Dave Rubin is a New York Times best-selling author, comedian, and TV personality best known for his political commentary. He is the host of The Rubin Report, a top-ranking talk show recognized as one of the most influential spaces for candid conversations about politics, culture, current events, and more. Anyway, as we can read in Synergetics 502.22, which the easily recallable acronym EISEDP refers, is the irreversible succession of self-regenerative human events, experiences, intuition, speculations, experiments, discoveries, and productions. Since the process is non-identically repetitive and irreversible, respecting self-regenerative human events events conveyed by what the producer hopes to clarify compared to energy events. Metaphysical intellect's awareness of the 5 P's cannot be omitted from the observer's experience once known. Experience, in other words, always comes before thinking, which can redirect the deciphering process, coinciding with awareness. That experience always coming to mind before thinking. Let's not forget that with awareness and consciousness, metaphysical intellect is already thinking, but didn't start out with the notion of doing some thinking. Less confusing in the short or long run concerning human thoughts and thinking is a reminder that thought begins as 2 spheres come to mind, which are always conceptually and definitively confined to systems, considerability, and comprehension. Synergetics 400.07. In any human or energy event, the conceptuality of it turns out to be the missing minimum structural system topological characteristics that are absolute, and not the personalities reenacting residual inaccuracies. The minimum structural system of metaphysical-physical universe self-regenerating quanta energy components qualify as reality's minimum limit case, which is to say, of its respective conceptual category. The system consists, at minimum, of 4 points or vertexes, 4 triangular areas or openings, 6 lines or vectors that describe 1 tetrahedron. Universe's minimum structural system. Humans on Earth as yet do not know about referencing their integral systemic thought process to discover the eternal mind's omniscient relevance, comparing stipulated intertransactive concerns, whether of a minor or major consideration. As we can easily recall, the derivation of the word consideration is from Latin. Con plus sid is joining stars together. That stars are cosmic structuring. And in quotes, structures are constellar pattern conservation. Synergetics 601.02. The most insidiously major concern today are prospects for a nuclear war. The stockpiles of enriched uranium coinciding with threats of death to specifically targeted nations. Israel and the USA is one example. Compared to metaphysical intellect's anticipatory design science conceptual model of equanimity that sees no cosmically logical purpose in promoting such imbalances that permit ideological belief systems perpetuating its monetary profiting manipulation, has a justifiable reason to forestall omnicomprehensive agreements among all nations. The equanimity model shares the same design in both the metaphysical and physical universe. It is the vector equilibrium. Equanimity model, see Synergetics 443.01 through 443.03. And see uranium stockpiles in 2026 co-pilot search. As if any belief system's reference to a book of scriptures contrived by the human imagination hundreds of years ago, scribed by the human hands, deserves the most gloriously maintained irreplaceable reality bases. As if the authored content for absolutely reliable information that humans on Earth expect to validate every concern depends on the reiterating content providers as the trusted end-all be-all controllers of that line of supply. As if their invented God backs up their falsely contrived domineering dementia. Power goes with the line of supply. However, consciously coordinated systemic thoughts, awareness of the eternal omniscient mind's eternally conserved energy is more elucidating than contriving enmity-making calculations for winning the PRJMW hierarchical position seats of power. Surely, we must not hesitate until it is too late before discerning the mastermind's insatiable ill will that threatens humans in the world as their targeted enemies, who en masse must be eliminated so that the false premise belief system can triumphantly rejoice. As millions into billions of corpses evidence proof of winning the ultimate showdown. Informed humans must differentiate belief systems that usually fall under the category of ideological faith-based group mentalities and all else that in no way, shape, or form from historical behavior refers to the minimum limit case, but incessantly vies for top-notch power and control of energy distribution or inhibiting it, with controls of oil and gas as domination, while diplomatic experts also remain ignorant of the conceptuality of minimum limit case to be explored in Synergetics 504.01 through 505.41. Until next time, thank you. Gratefully, faithfully, eternally, Christina Herlovson.